Okay, welcome back. Let's see, been a little while since I've made a video. I feel like my last one was, oh boy, what was it? I don't remember. Oh, it was the train car. I got this kit. It's a Gundam, what do they call it, master grade 1/100 scale. This is apparently version 2.0. I don't really know what that means. Presumably there was a version before this one that was inferior. I don't know. Hobby Lobby, $61.99. A little on the high side for a genre I really don't care about. I like the kits. I like the robots. And I'm a kid of the 80s, so of course I love robots, giant robots, especially giant robots that are piloted. Now I have built a smaller version of this, and I feel like it might have been 1/144 scale. I do have it somewhere hacked away. I thought I did a video on it, but after searching YouTube I couldn't find it, so you have to take my word for it. I have done a version of this kit. It is, what's it called? MSZ-006 Zeta Gundam. Again, not real sure what that means. I am using a new mic to film this and a new camera. I don't have any idea how this camera works yet. Let me angle things a little bit. Got a zoom bar here, I think. Yeah. We don't need to zoom that in any. So I'm just hoping the mic is picking up everything. I did a little bit of testing last night. I don't know if it's working well or not, or any better than what I had before. So let's open it up. We'll do a bit of an unboxing. I figure this way, if the mic isn't working that well, I can always record another unboxing later on. After that to test it some more. Boy, the box is huge. It's I mean, at least a good foot long, probably 16 to 18 inches long, a foot wide, 4 or 5 inches tall. Very, very big kit. I built one or two other of the master grades before, and I like them. I like the scale. I like the smaller ones as well, but they tend to be, I've got big hands and I'm getting old, so things tend to be a little bit, if they're small, they get very fiddly in my hands, in my grasp. So the bigger the kit, the better. The downside to bigger kits, of course, is storage. I mean, where do you put them once you've built it, you know? So we got, your typical kit. We got the sprues. I do apologize for the lighting. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a lot of fun. I do enjoy the Gundam kits. I know I have said before that it's not a genre that, or at least not a brand that I care about. And that's true. I didn't grow up with Gundam. I don't like, the little bit of Gundam that I am familiar with, I don't care for. I'm a Robotech guy. I love Macross. Of course, Voltron, Lion King, but Gundam I just never got into. But I do like, oh boy, there I go, knocking my camera around. See, everything's in my way. But I do like a lot of the Gundam robots, especially the ones that have a gimmick, like this one. This one does transform, and I'll bring up some photos. Obviously I can't demonstrate that with this kit because I'm in the middle of building it, or at least haven't even started building it yet, but I can show some photos demonstrating what I'm talking about. I like a gimmick. The Bandai Gunplay or Gunpla, I forget how that's pronounced, Voltron, I also have. It's like it should have that gimmick. If you're going to build it, Transformers, for instance. I built a Bandai Transformer recently that it's just a statue. There's no gimmick to it. It's a transformer. It should do what? Transform. It doesn't. On the upside is, because it doesn't transform, they were able to make a good-looking statue out of it. You start adding things like transformations, and you start messing with proportions and messing with its appearance. Voltron pulled that off pretty well. Macross and Robotech tends to pull that off quite well. However, there are some, sort of horrible examples of that. Included would be the Bandai Macross Veritech Fighters, the VF1S and 1A. Those kits that came out about, oh boy, now it must be about 10 years ago, were absolute trash. I built them. I did a few videos on my old channel. They were garbage. I still have them. Yes. Why? Because I paid a lot of money for them. But they're junk. Whereas the Bandai Gundams are very well made. The plastics are beautiful. The robots in the end are just gorgeous. And they look great on a display. Speaking of which, this one actually comes with one, and I'll bring that up in a minute. Of course, we have some more plastic here, but you can see it's got arms here, armatures. This kit, I've not experienced this yet. I have another master grade. It did not come with a stand. This one does, and I think that's fantastic. That's a good chunky stand too. So this one might end up on a permanent display in my collection, whereas I do tend to pack away a lot of the kits that I just don't have the room for. I'll bring them out from time to time and display them. Sort of rotate my displays. The gun is huge. Look at the size of that gun. That is massive. So again, not a straightforward sort of unboxing. I'm not, intending this to, to be anything special. People do unboxings far better than I do. But I just wanted to sort of show it off. This will be a project that I believe I'm gonna enjoy. Let's move the camera just a bit. And there we go. I wanted to move it just so we could take a look at the instructions. God, that glare is absolutely terrible, isn't it? Let me turn off that light if I can reach it. Oh, I really hope this mic is working. All right, that's better. All right. So the one thing that I'm always impressed with these Gundam kits is the instructions tend to be quite well made. I did mention that this one has that transformation gimmick, and of course it does. There's the robot, and there it is in sort of a fighter jet mode. Again, I've not seen any Gundam, so I don't actually know how this looks on screen. Boy, there's a lot of instruction here. Again, I've done a smaller version of this exact kit. I'm sure there will be differences. Oh boy. If you get lost on any of these instructions, you're never going to find your place. There's so much information on each screen, on each page. Excuse me. But boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this. There we go. Very cool. Very, very cool. Some nice color pages here. Yeah, you can see what I mean. It transforms into sort of a fighter jet, and it's got like a shield here. Very, very, very cool. Lots of detail with these things too. That's what I really like about them. The engineering is amazing. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know why they felt like they had to put a centerfold in. Decals, cool. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. I think is we're going to get this started. I don't know how I'm going to film this video yet. When I do, I'm gonna have to give some thought to that, because it's a lot going on. Normally I would record and I'd speed up footage just to sort of shorten videos. My last video was on a train car that it was 40 something minutes long, and it wasn't even that complex. It was just very small. I tend to do a lot of talking as well, so I think I'm going to try to tone that down a bit as well. Geez, I don't know. I'm going to have to give some thought on that recording process. I think we're going to make this a twofer video as well. We'll put all this stuff away, and I want to show what my other project is going to be. I'm very happy about this one as well, so I'll be right back. Okay, you can see it. Obviously, I'm not not surprising anybody with what you're seeing. So we got a Gundam kit coming. I'm going to work on that video real soon, possibly just after the new year. And then I found this on eBay. It's a 3D printed Snowtrooper helmet that you basically sand, paint, assemble, and you've got your own Snowtrooper helmet. Now, why am I doing that? Of course, I'm a Star Wars fan. I have been for many years. Still collect a lot of the memorabilia from the old days. And I've thought about doing some videos on some of that as well. But you know, everybody does that, so I may not bother. But we do have this 3D printed helmet. Now, why did I go 3D printed? Surely somebody out there makes a good quality helmet I can purchase. No. Oddly enough, you know, Hasbro put out the Black Series helmets, and they're about as affordable as you can get. I have the Black Series Stormtrooper helmet. I can put a picture of that up here just so you can see it. That one is a very well made helmet. Doesn't fit me particularly well because, again, it's a toy, but it looks great on a shelf on display. You know, in fact, I got it right here. Let me bring it out. Show that just so you can see. Got a nice Black Series Stormtrooper helmet right there. And while I love the Stormtrooper helmet, the Snowtrooper has always been my favorite Imperial troop. You know, everybody has their favorite Star Wars characters, and you know, I've always loved the Hoth battle. The Rebel soldiers are really, really cool, but the Snowtrooper, I just love that design. I'd love to have a full-on costume. I'm not a cosplay kind of guy, but I really, you know, I mean, what kid doesn't want to be a Stormtrooper? Of course, I'm a heavier set guy, and I always thought the Snowtrooper was one of those armored characters that even a heavier set guy could wear and pull off. But, you know, full costumes tend to be quite expensive. Again, cost being a big issue. Availability. Nobody makes a Snowtrooper helmet at a good cost, if you can find one at all. I'm starting to see a few here and there. A lot of them tend to be these 3D printed ones that people have fixed up and are selling them at a premium. The Black Series put out a lot of great helmets, but not the ones that I want. I want a Snowtrooper. I love that helmet. I just what I want. I found this guy on eBay who sold these 3D prints, and they are very well made prints. They're thick. There are no real gaps. I don't know what you call it, but the layering is very tight. There's obviously some cleanup. I understand with 3D print, there's a lot of sanding, filling, and I feel like, yes, there will be a lot of that, but there won't be as much as I thought there would be after purchasing this. Again, and I don't know if it's coming off on screen, but you can see that or at least I can see anyway, it's very tight. The layering is very tight. So, and again, it's a good 2 or 3 millimeters thick. It's quite thick. Still going to be a lot of work. I understand that. And the reason this is going to be an ongoing project for me anyway is that I have no experience with 3D print. None. I watched a few videos recently, so I have an idea of what I should do for cleanup, but I genuinely have no experience with 3D print, so I've still got some research to do. I got to figure out the sanding process, the filling process, the gluing especially. I want the glue to be a very good, permanent bond. I don't want this falling apart. I can't just use super glue. I mean, there's got to be a resin or maybe a two-part epoxy that I need to mix. So I'll do a little research, figure that out. This will be an ongoing project for the future. I'm going to start this as well just after the new year. And again, filming, I don't really know how I'm going to film this. It'll be a lot of sped up footage, probably skipped ahead. Hey, I did this, and then, I'll skip ahead a couple weeks to show you the progress. I don't know yet. Anyway, a couple projects to look forward to in the future. I hope you stick around for them. The Gundam kit is going to be super fun. But this one, I'm really looking forward to. It'll look great on a shelf once it's done. And, I mean, again, it's my favorite trooper. My favorite troop. The Snowtrooper. So, there we go. So look for those two projects in the future. I know I say this in all my videos. I am still working on the Black Pearl and the Constitution model ships. I just haven't done a video recently. I have started a video on the Pearl, so look for that coming soon, hopefully. The problem is I burned myself out on some kits. The ship kits are no exception to that. And I burned myself out a little bit, and I'm just taking a break from a lot of it. You can only work with string and wood so often or so long before you start getting sick of seeing it. So look for that video coming soon, hopefully, as well. And yeah, look forward to a new year, and thanks for watching.